today we're going to talk about the Epiphone Les Paul. A little history about the Les Paul. Les Paul was a guitar player in the 1940s and 50s, and he decided that the hollow bodies that he was playing at the time, they gave too much feedback and he had problems with it. So he decided that he'd make his own little guitar, so he took the Gibson part out of it, and he put two chunks of wood on both sides to give it more of a hollow, solid body feel. And that's how the Les Paul was made. And so Les Paul, now the thing about it, Epiphones are, in 1957, Gibson bought Epiphone, which Epiphone was been around since the 1800s, late 1800s, by Epiphone themselves. And now Epiphone, they were not doing as good because, like I said, they went through different generations. Gibson bought them out, and Gibson started making. Now most Gibsons made between 1957, or Epiphones made between 1957 and I believe it was 1970, are made in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Where after that, they were made over the 1970s by the Matsumoto and Aria. If you ever seen an Aria Pro, they're Matsumoto, and they were made up until the 80s, and Samick took over for a little while. And then in the 90s, Peerless started making them, and Peerless made very good guitars. They were made in Korea, but they were top of the line, as they say. I've never owned one. I've owned several Epiphones in the 80s, which were made by Samick, and they were good. I had the, I think it was a triple pickup Black Beauty, which I liked. And then in 2000, I think it was 8 or so, Gibson started making them in their own plants. And so they started making all their guitars in China, but they're made in a Gibson, kind of a Gibson plant. Gibson kind of put their own little plant, own little deal in China to build their own guitars, so that way they could have more control of the quality and things. And then you come up with stuff like this, which is a very beautiful guitar. Very, very well playing guitar. Action's pretty good on it. This is I think is a 2000, I can't hardly see it there, 2019 model. So it's not that old. Now a little bit about this guitar here. This is a Les Paul Standard Pro. The Les Paul Standard Pro comes with the Pro Bucker pickups. Does come with the Tune-O-Matic bridge. It comes three-way switch, push-pull knobs on the volumes, two-tone knobs. The fretboard is Perifero. If you don't know much about Perifero, you hear it a lot now because you don't see much things in rosewood or ebony because they got outlawed. Matter of fact, the Gibson plant got raided in 2011 by the Wildlife and Game and Fish Commission because they had some of this wood. And so they just, now everything starts to go Perifero, which is a Brazilian wood. Some of the rosewood you'll see now is also in Brazil. That's why it's so high. And like I said, on quality, these guitars are pretty good. The finish is good on this guitar. This one's been played a while. I got this from a friend a couple of days ago, and I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and do a little segment on it. They are mahogany bodies, mahogany neck, with a maple cap. What they call it a triple A maple cap. In other words, this is just a beautiful guitar. Like I said, it does, let me see if I can remember anything. It does have Grover tuners in it. And there you go right there, Grover tuners. And like I said, just a regular single ply, pick guard. Electronics in it, they still, that's the only thing I really know the difference about is some of the quality on the electronics they use are not at the greatest. They use it from different manufacturers over there. It's like the Grover tuners. The Grover tuners not made by Grover, they're made by a company for Grover over that section. It's just like with all the other stuff. And that makes it kind of a little bit cheaper line. And that's the only thing I have fault with when I do play some guitars that come from overseas, is they usually sometimes they use dime pots and stuff like that, and it just doesn't have the quality of the sound to me. I don't like the little small pots. I like a little bit more fuller, and it really does make a difference in the sound for me, and I'm a sound guy. It does. This in here does have the 60 D profile, slim D profile. Cream binding all the way around, which just gives it that custom look and custom feel. And this is a heavy guitar. You know, a lot of people, well, I like a lighter guitar. I'm not. I'm a guy who likes the heaviness. I like a good solid piece of wood when I'm playing. And like I said, I have been playing this one for a little bit. I had to do a little bit of stuff because some of the quality does come by, and I know that there was a little bit of checking on the finish up here by the nut. Other than that, this guitar is just beautiful to me. I mean, I love the blue, and I've had a Les Paul that was blue, almost the same color. And like I said, the only thing I do most times is on the peripheral is I put conditioner on it until it finally turns a little bit darker. And start sorting it in, it looks a little darker. Like I said, rosewood and ebony was illegal since I think 2010 or something. And so now most everything you see on even Strats and Fenders and all them, peripheral. Like I said, this has been a good guitar since I've had it, which has not been very long. Good playing guitar, good bluesy guitar, good stuff to play. Anything from old rock on to Guns N' Roses, you know, slash what brought the Les Paul back from its dying days. And so, like I said, I've been playing this, and I've been playing on my Fender. This is a Mustang GT 200. I like it. I've played it through the Marshall over here, which is from 1976, and it just gives it that good chunky sound for rock. Well, I hope you like, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.